In this video, I'm going to be walking you through how to use ActiveCampaign to massively grow your business and essentially put it on autopilot. Now, I've taught thousands of entrepreneurs how to use ActiveCampaign inside of their company to generate new leads, warm them up, turn them into booked appointments, convert them into paying customers, and even onboard them inside of your company, all without you having to lift a finger. And I am incredibly excited to walk you through that right now. Just a quick note, if you like what you see here and you want to learn how we've helped thousands of companies start, grow, and scale their business using tools and softwares and methods just like this, just click the link down in the description below and you can book an appointment to speak with myself or one of my team members on how we could potentially help grow your company. Now, I'm not going to get into how we have the best results of anybody else in the industry, literally hundreds and hundreds of video testimonials and case studies, but if you're interested in it and you want to grow a massively profitable and scalable business, click the link in the description below and we can hop on a one-on-one consultation. All right, so let's get started here and talk about ActiveCampaign automations, what they are, and how we use them inside of our company. So at this point, I'm assuming you probably already know what ActiveCampaign is, or you wouldn't know what ActiveCampaign automations are. So if you want me to do a whole separate video on like a step-by-step walkthrough on ActiveCampaign, just comment down below and ask me. But most of the people I cater to already understand how to use the basics of these tools or softwares or programs, and they pretty much want to learn what the 1% of users are doing in order to get massive results from them. So like everything else in life, it's always better to automate before you delegate, and that's exactly what ActiveCampaign automations are. ActiveCampaign automations allow you to continuously do touch points with your leads or your current customers inside of your company without you manually having to do it. So if you're tired or hungover or lazy or just like me and plain busy all the time, it allows you to continuously stay in front of and on top of your leads or customers to help convert them into raving fans. Honestly, if you're collecting emails inside of your business and you're not using ActiveCampaign automations, you're a lot like somebody who's deciding to push their car to the grocery store instead of drive it there. Is it doable? Yes, but you're probably going to be sweaty, upset, and regret the entire thing within a few minutes. So I'm going to dive right now inside of my computer here and show you exactly how you can set up an ActiveCampaign automation. And then I'm going to show you and walk you through a few of our really highly converting ActiveCampaign automations that we use. So obviously, as you can see on the screen here, this is going to be the ActiveCampaign dashboard. I'm going to have to blur some of the things out here, obviously, because these are a lot of our leads and customers' information. But before I show you how to do an ActiveCampaign automation, I do want to show you this recent activity over here. So you can see we've had click-throughs, we've had subscribed. Another person just subscribed a second ago. Let me load more down here. More click-throughs, more subscribes. And the reason I'm showing you this is I haven't sent an email in a very long time. So all these click-throughs and all these subscribes and all these things that are going on where people are going to my YouTube, my Facebook group, my free courses or booking a consultation with us, that's all happening without me lifting a finger, okay? I know I just lifted my fingers, but I'm not having to lift a finger inside of ActiveCampaign, okay? It's all happening without me doing anything, and that's through the use of automations. I'm not having to come in here and send a message every single day. It's all happening on autopilot. So let's go over on the left-hand side here. You see this little column right here. You can see some of the ones we have active. I'm going to walk you through a lot of these right now, but you're going to click on the Automations tab right here, okay? And then once this loads up, you're going to see all the automations you have. If you already have some, you probably don't if you're watching this video, and you're going to want to click create an automation in the top right here. Once this loads up, you really have a few different options here. So I'm going to start from scratch, but ActiveCampaign gives you a bunch of like kind of templated automations that you want to use. But just like anything else, I don't think these templates are really that valuable, and you're watching this video right now, so you don't have to worry about using templates. So you're either going to start from scratch or you can import an automation. Now, my clients inside of Scaling One Systems, we give them all of our automations, literally hundreds of emails that we've split tested over years of work that shows what works and what doesn't work. So if you know somebody that has an ActiveCampaign automation, you can just import one of theirs, but we're going to start from scratch right here and click continue. Okay, so it's going to load up right here. It's going to say, what kind of trigger do you want? So just like I did a separate video on Zapier, ActiveCampaign automations are really similar to that in the sense of an automation has to be triggered by something and then something else has to happen. It's called an if this, then that. So if someone subscribes to my email newsletter, then send them this email. If someone joins my Facebook group, then send them a welcome Facebook group message. If someone smashes the like button down below and clicks subscribe, then love them forever and cherish them and take care of them for the rest of their life. Okay, so you get essentially an idea here. The triggers could be multiple different things: subscribes to a list, submits a form, opens an email, forwards an email, shares an email, responds to an email, adds when a tag is added, right? Abandons cart. There's hundreds of different triggers you can have on top of here. For 90% of the ones that we use, it's just going to be subscribed to a list, okay? So we essentially, once again, I have another Zapier video. I'll put it in the description down below, and I'll link it right here. Don't go to it yet, but I'm going to show you how you can add people from your website to your ActiveCampaign. But most of the time, you're going to want to add them to a list when that happens. So for example, if someone comes into our free training, so we have a free course called 3 Steps to Scale. The link's in the description down below. If someone opts in to get that course, well, then we have to be able to deliver that course to them and also make sure that they got it after it happened. And instead of me manually having to see the hundreds of people that download that course every single day, I can just set up an automation so that whenever they give me their email on the website, I add them to a list here, and then that list triggers the automation that then gives them that free course, okay? So let's click subscribe to a list right here. We're gonna click continue. You can select any list that you want to do. If you want to create a list, I'm going to go down here and just select the 3 steps to scaling list. So that's a list we already have inside of ActiveCampaign. I'm going to show you how to create that in 1 second. And then you really only want to run it one time. What you can do is run it multiple times on here. But the issue with running it multiple times is if for whatever reason that person were to go back in and opt into that same landing page again, it would restart the entire automation. And if you're doing your automations and you're crafting it correctly, like I'm going to show you inside of this video here, it's going to actually throw off the automation, right? So if you've delivered the course already and now you're trying to convince them to book a time with your team, and then they re-opt in and you have this on runs multiple times, then it would just okay, here's the course again, and then it goes through the whole process. So I just like to do once on top of that. You can segment the contacts if you want to based on, you know, if they're tagged certain things, if they came from certain sources, but we're not going to do that inside of here. I want to click add start. All right, at this point here, you can add new actions. So sending them email, send a text message, you know, send a notification email to like maybe someone on our team. You can do conditions and workflows. So we're going to mostly do send an email, but I just want to show you these real quick. You can do conditions and workflows. So we can say, hey, after you send this one email, wait 8 hours and then send this other email, or then send this text message, right? You can create if-then statements. So you could say, I'm going to walk you through some of the ones that we have. So it's okay if you don't 100% understand this, but you could say, okay, first thing I want to do is send them an email. Then I want to wait 8 hours. And then I want to see, have they opened that email? So if then, have they opened that email? Have they opened that email? Yes. Send them a follow-up email. Have they not opened that email? Wait another 12 hours and then another if-then statement. Have they opened that email? Yes, no. So you don't have to keep on bombarding people that haven't opened your emails yet and kind of start ruining your email reputation. So that's what an if-then statement is. You can also split if you're doing like kind of what's known as a split test. So maybe you want to see which one converts better. Which one has more click-throughs, this email right here or this email right here? So then whenever someone goes down to that action, it's going to split them evenly between that. And then in like a 7 or 14-day time frame, you can look and see you know, which one has higher click-through rates, which one has more customers, that kind of thing, more opens. You can also say go to another action. So if, you know, as soon as they get in, if you want to ask a question like, hey, have they opened the email? Yes, no, no, then go to this action over here that, you know, wants them to do something else. A goal is, once again, go-tos and goals I wouldn't worry too much about. Start an automation would be like sometimes at the end of one of our automations, we'll start another automation, okay? So at the end of our 3 steps to scale automation, we'll start the other automation to warm them up to get them to become a booked appointment in our company. You can end an automation, you can end another automation. So an example of that is when someone books an appointment, once again, I'm going to walk you through a bunch of these guys. When someone books an appointment inside of our company, we end all other automations because what I want them now is to be getting a bunch of emails about all the case studies and successes that we had. We have dozens of case studies of people that have seen success from working with us and growing their business up. And instead of having to keep on sending them emails about the free course or about the free training they opted in, I only want them to be getting the emails about the case studies for the booked appointment. So then we'll end all of the other automations. A webhook, once again, don't worry about that if you're not too technical savvy, but what a webhook pretty much means is you can connect ActiveCampaign to other, you know, softwares and tools. So something that we teach our clients to do is inside of ActiveCampaign, when somebody books a call, we then webhook out of ActiveCampaign and put it inside of a ringless voicemail drop where that person gets a phone call from me personally, and it says, hey, I saw you booked an appointment. We're super excited to speak with you. Make sure you show up to your call, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So then the only way we can trigger that is once they book an appointment, ActiveCampaign tells my ringless voicemail software, hey, they're at this stage, send them a voicemail drop, okay? And then you can perform math, but let's be honest, who wants to perform math, all right? And once again, remove tags, add tags, all inside of here. I'm not gonna go too depth inside of this stuff because that's not why you came on here. You just like, Ravi, let's walk through an automation, okay? So sending options. First thing I usually wanna do is send an email. So you don't have any emails to send, you can create an email right here. So we'll create an email right here. We're going to name the email, 3 steps to scale welcome email. Click enter. It's going to load a little screen right here. You can use past campaigns if you have them. So as you can see here, I have 762 emails that we send out in our automations. I'm going to walk you through some of that in a second, but we're just going to build this from scratch. You can just do any format you like. I kind of like the newsletter one as I feel like people read that better. I have multiple companies, so scaling with systems is fine. And then we'll just do ravi@scalingwithsystems.com. Cool. And then the email subject line, you want to do something always like it's a little bit catchy, especially, and in an automation, you don't want to do something timely because, let's say I say, the president inauguration today. I wouldn't say today is the president inauguration because that's not going to be the case when someone, gets in this in a week from now, 2 weeks from now, whatever it is. So you're going to do something timely. So I'd say something like access to your course here. You click continue. And then, obviously now we'd craft the email. You can use any kind of photo you want on top of here. So maybe I'd put a photo up of like what the inside of the course looks like. I might actually have one of those right here. Let's just see. I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, but I don't think I have that here. So we'll just put another photo up of just our logo. Boom. I usually like to just make the size like a lot smaller. Cool. And then you're going to come down here and you're going to walk through, what the text would be. So I would say something like, hey, and then the really beautiful thing about ActiveCampaign is you can add personalization to it. So if you're pulling their first name from your website or your CRM, whenever you're adding them in here, you'd say first name. So, hey, first name, thanks so much for downloading your 3 steps to scale course. You can get access to it here. And then I would just say, wherever my 3 steps to scale course was at, scalingwithsystems.com/3 steps to scale. Let's say that's where don't go to that website. That's not where the course is, but let's just say that's where it was. And then I would say something, I want to give them access to the course, but we have them open the email. We have a moment here. And if you're a marketer or you're in sales, you understand you never want to waste an audience, right? So we don't want to just say, hey, here's a free course and be gone, because you have an opportunity here to add more value to the person. And so you want to be able to add value in a really quick way that gets a lot of benefit for them. So maybe I'd say something like, if you want some additional trainings just like that, I have a special surprise for you. We have a totally free Facebook group with over 4,000, business owners just like you, where I do weekly Q&As, live trainings, and so much more. We would love you to join. Click here to get instant access. Boom. And then I'd say, facebook.com. I'm going to put the link to my group down below if you guys want to join, /groups. Cool. See you there. Ravi Bhuvala. Scaling with systems. Sometimes when I walk through this stuff, guys, I don't 100% know that you guys want to see it. So if you guys can comment down below and let me know that you guys do enjoy the walkthroughs, or if this is just way too in depth, that would be awesome. I see everybody else on YouTube and everywhere else making like really high level walkthroughs. It's like, you should use ActiveCampaign automations. And then that's all they give you. So just like our programs, I go much, much more in depth. So let me know if it's something you guys like, but maybe you don't like. I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions here. So then you're going to click next right here. You can add additional things if you want to, like more context, more images, anything else below it. But we're going to come here and the subject line's good. Pre-header text would be like anything that they saw after the subject line. So it could be something like, click, open this email immediately to get access to your course. You have your from email. You make sure you have your business address whenever you're sending business emails, or you're going to go against C-spam laws in the United States. And then you can send a little test email to yourself right there. Okay. So I'm going to click finish. And then bada bing, bada boom, we are now hands off, guys. Whenever we have somebody inside of our, goes to our website, they opt into the free steps to scale course. We send them an email immediately after they get added to the list, and we're inviting them to the Facebook group. So now, without us having to do anything, we're now warming up our prospects and giving them what they wanted, and then inviting them to another location, the Facebook group, where we have a bunch of free trainings and stuff that's going to warm them up even more. And I'm not having to do anything. That's the beauty of ActiveCampaign and automations. So then we'd come right here, and maybe I'd want to say like weights for a specific period of time. So maybe I'll say wait for, 24 hours. You click save. So we're going to wait 1 day. And then we might do that if then statement. So if then, so select a condition. If, actions has not clicked on a link, and then you could say, 3 steps to scale, welcome email, any link inside of there. So they haven't clicked on any link inside of there. Or you could say which specific link. Let's just say the Facebook group link. We're going to click add. So I'm going to wait 24 hours. I'm going to say, has the contact clicked the Facebook group link inside of that email? Yes or no? So if it says no, then I might create another email right here where I'm pushing them more towards the Facebook group, right? I'm not going to walk through the whole thing right here, but I'd say push towards Facebook group, okay? And then inside of this email, I could go even more in depth, and I could say stuff like, hey, I saw that you hadn't clicked on the link to join the Facebook group. I totally get it. Here is, examples of a few trainings we do. Here are some of the interviews we've had. Like, you should join, whatever else you want to say, right? So I don't want to send that to somebody who has clicked on that link, because then I'm just bothering them, right? And the key here, guys, to being a real ActiveCampaign automation ninja, or really any kind of automation ninja, is to not let the person know that it's automated. And if you've already clicked and joined the Facebook group, and then you get an invite to the Facebook group a day later, then you're going to know that it's not, or you're going to know it's automated. You're going to know it's not personalized. But if you don't send them another one, and maybe instead, right? So if they haven't clicked on the link, we're going to send them this follow-up one. If they have clicked on the link, then maybe what we'll do instead is send an email that says, hey, welcome to the Facebook group. So excited to have you inside of here. And they're going to be like, how the heck did this person know that I was in the Facebook group, right? And it's because of these automation tools right here. Okay, so that's pretty much what an automation is inside of ActiveCampaign. I'm going to walk you guys through right now some of the automations that we have inside of our company. You can name the automation here. So Facebook group, right? Facebook group automation. Cool. Click save. Just so you guys know as well, on the left-hand side, this little list tab right here, that's how you can create a list that you want to trigger the automation. So you can go inside of list right here, and you can literally just click add a list on the top right. And then you would say something like, list name would be 3 steps to scale opt-ins. You'd put the URL of the website that it's on. And then you just say, hey, this description is in case they ever want to opt out. Hey, the reason you're on this list in the first place is you opted into one of my, the 3 steps to scale training. Okay. So that's how you do lists. Takes 2 seconds. But let's come back to automations really quickly. So at the end of this, all I would do is click active right here, and bada bing, bada boom, we now have a live automation. I'm not doing anything. These leads are coming in. They're being warmed up, educated, and then sent to my Facebook group. All automated, guys. That is the power of what's happening in the 21st century. That's exactly what we teach our clients. And I'm going to walk you through the exact automations we use to warm up a lot of our prospects, to onboard them, that kind of stuff. So let's go over into my automations tab right here. And then down here, you have a bunch of different example automations. So I'm going to go through like one of our biggest ones, which is the group funnel opt-in. So as you can see, we have 36 emails in this one, and we have 2,000 contacts that are currently going through this automation. That means 2,000 people are being warmed up without me doing anything. Every single day, they're getting emails from me, more trainings, more education, value, and I'm not doing anything. I could go to sleep, I could go to Bali, I could do whatever the heck I want to do. I could smash the like button down below, and I still would have this stuff warming people up, okay? So I'm going to give you guys an example of what an automation looks like right here. So we have 36 emails. I give this to my clients. I do not recommend you creating 36 emails. It's going to be a nightmare for you, but I just want to show you what it's like. So, they subscribe to the list, the opt-in list. I add them to my master email list. So this is once they subscribe to one of my free trainings. I add them to the master email list, so I have them everywhere. I pull them out of the 3 steps to scale automation like we had talked before, because now, the 3 steps to scale automation is pretty much pushing them towards this training. And so at this point, they're inside this training, so I don't want to keep on pushing them forward. And then I do an if this statement. Don't worry about that right there. But pretty much, I can send the email that says, hey, I saw that you opted in for the free training. Here's that information right there. Also, don't forget to book a time with our team. And then it's like, hey, you haven't booked a time with our team yet. And then we just drop like crazy amounts of value. Wait 12 hours, wait 12 hours, wait 20 hours, wait 31 hours. Look how much stuff is inside of here, guys. This is all like, we give an insane amount of value for these people. And it's okay, because once somebody books an appointment with us, which is what pretty much all these emails are trying to get them to do, then it exits this automation. So it's not going to continue giving them all this value once they book an appointment with us, because at that point, we're trying to convert them into a client of ours. Okay. So that's an example of what, so this example of the automation is once someone opts into a training and we're trying to get them to a booked appointment. All right, so another really great automation inside of here is once someone becomes a booked appointment inside of your company, right? So this is pretty close to them potentially becoming a client of yours if you're able to provide value on that, booked appointment call, that one-on-one consultation. So I want to show you kind of a sneak peek of what ours looks like inside of here. So here's a VA group, so this is people. So once they become a booked appointment, once they add to that list, we're going to pull them out of every other automation going on right now, because I don't want them to continuously getting other emails that are pushing them to be a booked appointment when they're already a booked appointment. Okay, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So we're unsubscribing them from lists, we're removing tags, we're adding tags. So this is all, once inside ActiveCampaign automations, you're gonna really start understanding like certain tags can trigger certain actions, certain lists will trigger certain actions, that kind of stuff. So, and then now we're just sending them a bunch of value. So here's me on the Entrepreneurs on Fire podcast with John Lee Dumas. There's like 2 million monthly downloads of that. So that's, I say, hey, do you want to get access to this? You should listen to this. Here's a client of ours who pretty much went from, zero to about $70,000 a month within a few months. And then that just goes on, right? Here's a friend of mine, one of my clients, we helped him hit 8 figures in his business in about 12 months. And so I just give them value and value and value, warm them up for, and as you can see, we have a bunch of people inside of this automation right now because people have already booked a time to speak with us. And so it just goes on and on and on and on, okay? And that's what the booked call automation pretty much is. And then the final automation that I'd recommend you guys create is also a paid client automation. So when someone pays you money, you're gonna have to do some kind of task after that, right? Usually if you're in a service-based business like a lot of our clients, you're gonna have to ask them for their onboarding form, right? You're gonna have to give them their onboarding form so they can fill it out. So what if instead of someone paying you money, you got to go back in, oh, okay, let me find the onboarding form, let me send it over to them, wait for them to get back to you, follow up with them. What if you could automate all that? So instead, someone pays you money, they add to the list, paid customer, and then you send them the email, hey, welcome first name to our company. Here's the onboarding form. Click it down below so you can get access to it immediately and make sure you fill it out. We could wait a day, see if they've clicked on the link. No, they haven't clicked on the link. Send them another follow-up email. Wait another day. Have they clicked on the link? No, they haven't. Send them another follow-up email. And then finally, after 4 days, you could send yourself or maybe your account manager a text message or a notification that says, hey, hey, Ravi, James paid 5 days ago. They still haven't done their onboarding form. You need to manually follow up. So then my account manager would now pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, what's going on here? You're onboarded. We can't get the campaign started until you complete this onboarding form. And that's all without, so my account manager would have to call everybody, and that would spend so much time for my account manager, and I would essentially be